Greetings, fellow dwarves. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress Cryptguards, Episode 2, Bed and Breakfast. Okay, let's not force the miners to only mine so they can work other tasks, because I don't really have any other mining tasks to do at the moment. I mean, I'm about to add some, but it at least allows them to haul and do other things. And then up here, I was going to put beds in one, and then put dining in the other. One of the things I might want to do, though, is to make these a little bit nicer. So I could floor it up, provided I have enough material. So I need 81 material, and let's go with rambutan on one, and then I'll need to cut a bunch of trees down for another. But I don't really mind cutting all the trees out here for the long-term benefit of having a nice dining room and nice bedroom and things like that. Seems fine to me. Once we start to see empty barrels out here, that'll allow me to brew. I'm still waiting on them, though. And Feral Wolf, thank you for the resub, by the way. Cheers. And Sashi as well. And Smexy. Quite the windfall. Alright, so the cook ran out of things to cook. Rambutan floor is getting put in. One of the things I think, let me double check, is I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so the loam, because we have silt, like, loam walls, the loam is not a viable smooth, like, you can't smooth dirt. But I didn't want to be, I basically didn't want to replicate what I did last series with, like, a subterranean ramp or anything. I wanted to change the design. So, to make these specific rooms nicer, I'm also going to want to add in walls, I guess. So I'll dig them out and add walls. Zaneko, thank you for the resub too. That's for you. I don't have a lot of stone at the moment to make a whole lot of blocks out of. Eventually, I suspect I'll have stone once I go deeper. But I didn't want... I'm not going to be going deeper just yet, because we're still going to starve and dehydrate to death. And that kind of takes priority than getting more raw resources that don't help me long term. Alright, so we have the bauxite mechanisms. Good. Then one thing that's going to be important is to get some sort of entryway bridge type thing. So I'm going to get that set up now. You know? Actually, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to keep it just even more simple. Keep it as simple as possible, and then I'll circle back to it later if we want to improve it. Listen to that biome. Does not sound happy that I'm here. Do I have barrels? I do. Cool. Alright, so I'll also start brewing too. Do I have a specific person that would be good at brewing? I think I do. So let's do labor for that as well. Brewer. Why not? I'm probably going to rename that to have be like kitchen worker and just group the two together. But we'll see. So that's cooking and brewing. Brew cook. All right. Spank, thank you for the resub too. So the craft doors have a bunch of microcline mugs. So that means that all I'm really waiting on is to get beds in the shared barracks and then tables and chairs in the dining room, as well as coffers. I don't have any coffers yet, so I'm going to need to get some coffers. So I will queue up another. Make rock coffer. Make 1. When rock coffers is less than, let's say, 5. Oh, no, I'll make that 10. I don't have a lot of rock, so it's going to be really expensive early on, but that's fine. I will also specify the rock, but the problem is I don't have the rock I would want to make out of, which is microcline. So, you know, we're not going to be making any rock coffers, at least for now. But I'll get around to mining up some additional microcline soon. Down here, it looks like bauxite. So bauxite might get increasingly more common soon as well. I don't know what the layers have in store, but we'll find out. So food's up from what we started at, which is good. Drinks are going down, but I'm starting to brew from plants. Taking a look at the standing orders again to make sure that the kitchen's not using anything wrong. Nope, that all looks right. Good. There's a leopard out there. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of evil creatures and the undead and all that that we get here soon. So I would say, let me show the overlay now. I don't know why I hadn't shown that, but improve the quality of life. That is my current priority now. Is just to make sure that that my dwarves aren't going to get sad without dining and bedrooms and the like. So I'm going to be working on that. Oh, I somehow lost a stairwell over here. Somebody is fighting. Could you be more specific? How's it coming? It's coming pretty good. Pretty good. So for craft dwarves, something else that I might want to do, if I'm starting to get an excess of like random bones or anything like that, it might be to my benefit to process that. Where's all this spider? Oh, man, there's like spider web on the overland. A brown recluse spider. Silk. Alright, there's already fighting going on and they were up above. I'm going to want to get that bridge going promptly then. So let's set this up as ones. Get rid of, or start to prepare to protect ourselves from potential sieges or raiders or anything coming from the outside. Can you go back in a later time and change what something's made out of? Yeah, you can just break it down and make something new. Nothing's stopping you from doing that. So we have the beds. We just... Oh, no, finally. Someone's putting down the thrones and the tables. That's good. I was going to say. It's been a while. Let's mine out more work areas. Somewhat so that we can get more stone to be able to make stuff out of, but also it would be nice to just have more work facilities if and when we need them. We don't need a ton. I'm not planning on having a super populous military outpost, because the people that we add are going to have to be tough in their own right. So over here is going to be a dining hall. Except, well, I can also add the walls, why not? So, except, and then we're going to want a coffer with mugs. So that's the next thing to be adding. Once the doors and all that get put on. And some of the initial dwarves are finally building up enough skill to change their professions, which is good. I don't see anything farmed there. So that might be that I just have to lock down my farmer. But I think they're just fishing full-time. And we have our first bed. Cool. So let's get a dorm. Oh, not a bedroom. A dormitory. Set here. Call that dorm. I am so creative. So the entryway is sort of primed for me to... to bridge it up. So one of the things that I could do is to just have the, like, the plan I was originally having puts these rooms at risk. So I'm just brainstorming for a second how I want to protect the colony. I could also change the point of entry. I think that might work better. Give it an old brain thinker. But yeah, having dorms is really nice. So we'll have beds and they'll be recovering without having to sleep on the ground, which usually pisses them off. I'm going to smelt one hematite so that I can make another anvil. I think that's going to be useful. Taking a look at the work orders. Most of, a lot of the work orders are being satisfied, which is great. All right, I have an idea about how I want to guard things now. Look at how dead this biome is. I don't even know why there's like normal animals that even bother coming here. That necromancer really screwed up the surrounding area pretty thoroughly. So we have a decent amount of meals, Drink could be a little better, but it's okay. If I need more drink, I can just prevent the fisherman from fishing. So maybe I'll do that for a minute and see him brew and cook instead. This is going to look a little strange. But it's going to be strange on purpose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I will make this just out of paradise nut. That sounds about right. I'm going to do the same down here. Out of paradise nut. I forget whether or not this biome had sand. Probably. And we have our first migrant. We have literally just one. I don't have a general meeting area yet. So let's create a meeting area here so that the migrants can migrate. I'll just call this trade area because that's pretty much what it is. So who immigrated? A blacksmith and a weaponsmith. So the weaponsmith is an adequate weaponsmith. Could become a fighter. And then the blacksmith is an adequate blacksmith. No combat skills whatsoever. Oh, and more coming in. We've then got a dwarven child. And a weaponsmith who's legendary. Who's also a competent spear dwarf. Well, I guess we have a new weaponsmith in town, huh? Let's go to our weaponsmiths. Make it the legendary one. Sorry, Aesop, you're already demoted. And then, who else showed up? Another weaponsmith? At least they know what we need. A metalsmith. Wow, you're like the same as Aesop. Is that it? 13? Well, that's pretty good. 13 warriors. Yeah, I'll put down some additional beds. I don't think we'll need too many more, but 5 should do for 13 people. Does anyone mine? No one new mines. Woodcutter? No. Hunt? No. Plant? Sorta, but not really. Fish? No. Plant? No. Stone? Cutting? And engraving? Weaponsmith, obviously, yes. Armorsmith still doesn't really matter. They're equal skill. Carpenter and brewcook. Okay, looks good. How many deities? I don't know. And I'm not about to check just yet. Because I'm not going to start laying out temples. So, greater than 0 is the answer for now. All right, that stockpile is looking mighty full. So for specific stockpiles, let's start that. This stockpile is going to be for metals. So custom bars of metal will be here. In this stockpile will be coals. So that's... Coal, I remember, is a little weird. Bars of coal. And then probably not wood. I'm not going to bother putting wood there. So I'll just call this coal. This is Stoneworker Craft Dwarf, so I'll put stones here. Stone stockpiles are weird, because you could barely store any stone there, but yeah, whatever. So stone, and this is other stone, not economic stone. Economic stone's going to be a little bit different. In fact, in the coal, I'll put economic stone in there. And lignite. So economic, bit2 coal, and lignite. Because lignite and bit2 coal become coal. So might as well store it there. So this is stone. And then that makes this wood. And that's really easy to do. There's already a preset for it. And then in the general stockpile, I want to pull out everything but wood that I just preset. So that would be metal bars, metal bars, coal, bit2, and lignite. The metal ores might go underneath the coal for the smelter as well. I could have multiple layers. It's fine. And then also, no... Well, actually, no... let's not bother with other stones as well. Because I don't want to haul other stones into the general stockpile either. Because it's not really worth the labor. More of that. Somebody is fighting. Are they now? Do I have coffers yet? Let's see. I do. Perfect. Hey, Demise. Thank you for the resub. What died? Someone or something ate my yak bowl. Okay. That also reminds me, maybe the immigrants came in with animals. Yeah, another water buffalo. I'm sure some wild animal just swooped in and ate my yak bowl. I sort of had the thought that I was going to butcher pretty much all my animals and just not have animals full stop. Just because of the difficulty of even securing a pasture. It's not something I even want to bother doing. So, there we go. That's all the more reason to do it. Metalsmith, did we make that? Nope, I did not make that fire safe anvil yet. I did smelt iron, so let's see. I probably have the iron for the anvil now. Let's check stocks. Yep, got iron bars. Cool. Okay, so things are getting sorted here. Let's put a seeds stockpile here. It's not elegant, being that it is in the middle of the hallway, but I also don't care if it's elegant. So all seeds in there, and then in this specific stockpile we'll say no barrels, no bins, no bags, nothing like that. And we'll pull seeds out of the general stockpile. We're getting a lot of mussel shells, so I'm just going to make a bunch of shell gems on one of the Craft Dwarf stations to process that for trade. Bridges are still in progress. It's a lot of blood. And a lot of elephants. So the food and drink looks stable-ish for now. So the next big project is probably going to be to get, to really get steel going, I would say. So I'm going to get another smelter. In fact, I might have a dedicated area for smelting specifically. So let's do that. So this is, I'm going to put my smelters over to the left rather than where they currently are. Because if we're going to heavily militarize, we're going to want more than just one smelter or one area of smelters. So this could be an ashery and wood furnace or something like that. So put, but I need blocks for an ashery. Yeah, that's right. Eventually I'll cut blocks. Just not going to bother just yet. And nice. Plump helmets back in. Right. So the other thing I'd like is to get a kiln, because I think if there's clay here, driving our economy with clay is, you know, it's inexpensive. Get the stairwells built. And stop having the miners only be able to do those specific tasks. Nice. Well, it seems like the dwarves have a lot to do, so I'll leave them alone for a minute. So in this current design, I'd likely put the stairwell down to mining level behind... Maybe... I'll have to think about that. Probably down here, to the south. But I would want to lay out all the necessary protections to stop anything from coming up. Because given the difficulty of the biome, you can pretty rest assured that there is a lot of stuff down there that is going to want to eat me. What are my neighbors? That's a good question. So here are the current civilizations. My government's up here, nowhere near where I am. Nowhere near. In fact, they can get to me, but it would be like so far away. And then I'm at peace with the other Dwarven. Specifically where I am, there is some humans nearby. But pretty much my only neighbor is a necromancer. A human tower of necromancers that want to kill me. So that's the deal. I don't have any trade opportunities just yet, but once I do, it might be a good idea to get some of the gems cut as well, depending on how much strip mining we do. Having gems to offer them up can be really helpful. So this room where I put all of the initial stockpile stuff is really just like a temporary stockpile, which is going to become the general meeting area. So I am going to start mining an actual stockpile down here to replace that one. So I'll have that shaped sort of to fill the void between the workshops. An armadillo boar. It's funny. It's like Avatar. You know, if anyone doesn't get that reference, in Avatar, like all the animals were just two animals. You know, two different animals with their names mashed together. It's pretty much how Avatar came up with new animals. And I'm talking about like Avatar Last Airbender, not Avatar Big Blue People. Kind of different Avatar. Like, what are some examples of that? So many examples. Like koala otter, or penguin fish, or tiger seal. Well, tiger seal is a real thing, but badger mole, exactly. Okay, so we have the kiln, we have all those smelters. I'm gonna, on these smelters, I just want to keep processing the bitu coal and lignite. And then, at some point, I think it would be wise for us to start with steel. So I'm going to start with pig iron. I don't have a lot of flux stone, but I have a little bit of flux stone. So we'll start cooking up the pig iron as well. I don't have any tailors yet, so let's get the workshops for the tailors down. Not that I really have a lot of leather or cloth, but I'll eventually collect that stuff, so. I'm just trying to think if there's other things I've overlooked for, like, starting workshops. I don't think so. Other than a jeweler. I mean, that one's obvious. So I'll put a jeweler here. I did mention that it would be wise at some point to get that stuff sorted. And there's leather. And a loom. This level looks like a lot of bauxite and limestone. That's gonna be useful. So the point of the pig iron bars. Oh wow, we canceled that because I lack iron bars. Yeah, so let's start making, like, smelting the hematite and smelting the magnetite, so that I can make iron bars for the pig iron bars. I kind of forgot that I didn't have the prerequisite. And I will also check the needs of a bunch of upnet needs, but like nothing I particularly am going to address at the moment. Yeah. Most of it is just like, I want to be with family. And it's like, you didn't immigrate with family, so I really can't help you. I don't know what to say. You should have showed up. Not my problem. So I don't have an active clay collection zone. But I don't have clay bags, so that's kind of moot. Dwarves are fussy? They can be, yeah. I particularly hate it when the dwarves, like, ask for things or demand things that are just not supplyable. AKA, they just complain needlessly. Don't have a lot of patience for that. But yeah, royalty is obviously the worst. Nobody likes royalty. Oh, there goes another of our pasture animals, I think. How has it been missing for a week? I'm literally staring at its corpse. Well, if I'm staring at its corpse, let's get a butchery going. So I have a still, I have a fishery, I have a kitchen, but I don't have a butchery. I guess I'll make this out of bauxite. Yeah, what they consider missing is, that's kind of a loose definition of the term, I suppose. I should now have that, let's see. Iron anvil. Yeah, okay. I have the iron anvil now. I do want to make it out of microcline, though, so I'm going to wait. Nice and patient. I was wondering about that. There was a bunch of plump helmet spawns, like, on the thrones here. Like, did you just go potty on my throne? It's not a porcelain throne, you know that, right? I think, you know what might be killing them? Is just there's nothing to graze on. As well, right? Because we live in such a hostile, environment. So I'll take the meat instead. Meat and bone. Hooves and horns and whatever else comes with it. Bring it on. Still don't have my bridges. So I guess I'm out of bit too coal now. Yep, that seems to be the case. Let's start making steel bars. So with the introduction of steel bars, I'll start militarizing really early on. Given the terrifying biome, that's probably going to be necessary. And all of that tallow, if we got tallow off the... Did I not get tallow? Well, let's go to the kitchen orders anyway. So seeds, don't cook seeds. Don't cook my dwarven wine, thank you very much. I don't see tallow, so I guess we didn't get tallow. But all of this we can cook. So that's a lot more buffalo stuff that we can cook. So that'll work. Here you go. Just keep mining, just keep mining. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress Cryptguards, which originally streamed live on Twitch, February 21st. As it says in the video's description, I am not looking for feedback about this series, and in fact this series is a one-off of 7 episodes only, and I will not be returning to it. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of some other game. Farewell, my fellow dwarves.